Hear me out here, Kamaru. Terence Crawford versus the Mexican monster, David Benavidez.
I knew it was coming.
Who's the mandatory for Canelo?
Oh my God. Relax.
The possibility of Terence Crawford facing David Benavidez in the ring has quickly become one of the hottest topics in boxing.
Look at these fights, especially coming up, you gotta be realistic. You gotta, say, all right, how big is this dude really is? Because David Benavidez, he can fight.
Crawford recently scored a career-defining win over Canelo Alvarez, surprising many by dominating a fighter long regarded as one of the best of his generation. The victory not only added to his legacy, but also put him in the discussion as the top boxer of his era. By defeating Canelo in Las Vegas on September 13th, Crawford became the first male boxer ever to achieve undisputed champion status in 3 divisions, having already conquered super lightweight and welterweight before moving up to super middleweight. The unanimous decision stunned the boxing world and firmly placed Crawford in a league of his own.
I was like, nah. I was like, no, he's gonna pull it off here. And it was an amazing performance by Terence Crawford. Yeah, I'm gutted for Canelo, but I'm actually pleased that Crawford is getting the opportunity to show how great he is, because his resume hasn't really allowed that. Don't get me wrong, he's got some good wins, but he could have beaten so many more of the elite guys from his era. And now that was a big win for him. He's 38 years old. And that, to do that at that stage was very, very impressive.
After such a historic achievement, speculation about Crawford's next move quickly grew. Retirement rumors spread, with many thinking he had nothing left to prove. He had made history, secured generational wealth, and proven his pound-for-pound status. Some felt retiring now would be the perfect finale. Yet Crawford, while not fully decided on his long-term plans, has indicated his career isn't finished. His coach Brian "Bomac" McIntyre confirmed that Crawford still intends to step back into the ring.
Greatest of all time.
You know that.
You think so?
You know I know.
Okay, what's next for him? You've been training for years. What's next for him? The fans want to know. What's next for him?
Break. Take a break.
Is he retired, or is he going to keep fighting?
He just got to take a...
McIntyre explained that Crawford simply needs time to rest and enjoy life outside the ring. After the intensity of training camps and high-stakes fights, he envisions a period for family, vacations, and travel. Once Crawford has had a break, the plan is to return to the gym and decide on the next steps. McIntyre emphasized that he enjoys working with Crawford and would gladly prepare him for 2 or 3 more fights if that's their choice. Yet the major question remains David Benavidez. The 28-year-old has been chasing a fight with Canelo Alvarez for years, calling for a matchup that never happened. Many fans and analysts accused Canelo of avoiding him, unwilling to risk his belt against a younger, bigger, and dangerous opponent. Now, with Alvarez defeated by Crawford and no clear path ahead, the opportunity to face Benavidez may finally be opening.
All for David Benavidez once this fight is done. Is that a fight that you can see happening before the end of your career?
Look, I never say no to anything. We'll see later. But I'm focused 100% on this fight.
Benavidez, who previously fought at super middleweight and has now moved up to light heavyweight, is seen as one of the most avoided fighters in boxing. Known for his relentless style, size, and knockout power, he excites fans but makes opponents hesitant. Crawford, while respectful, explained why the matchup doesn't appeal to him. At over 6 feet tall and able to rehydrate to nearly 200 pounds on fight night, Benavidez presents a huge physical challenge. Crawford even joked that facing someone like him would be like jumping straight up to heavyweight.
You gotta understand.
I gotta ask you, bro, because I can't,
My thing is, Benavidez is a big dude. Not to say I won't fight him. I fought his brother. His brother was big when I fought him. The only reason why I entertain Canelo is because he's not a big dude. He might be thick, but he's not a big dude. Benavidez is like 6 foot something. Then he gonna come in 190, 200 probably. You know what I mean? Like, you never know. Like, that's a big dude.
And he's skilled.
I might as well go to heavyweight if I fight Benavidez.
Yeah, I understand what you're looking at. You're like, you know what?
You just size him up.
Yeah.
You just size him up, especially when you're going into a bigger weight class like that. You size him up and you see,
Crawford has never shied away from top opponents. His chase of Canelo Alvarez showed he welcomes challenges. The difference is that Canelo, though strong and solid, is not seen as an overpowering physical force. Benavidez, on the other hand, is built much bigger. While Crawford has already made history moving through several divisions, He seems aware there's a limit to how far he can climb and still remain competitive.
He'll make 168 pounds. The reason why he was up because nobody wants to fight him.
That's a big dude. And to be honest, Terence Crawford's 37 years old.
It's about merit. Could I get to the generational talent, as he said, with Manny Pacquiao? He's an 8-division world champ.
If it ain't no big name, Terence, do what you...
Interestingly, Turki Al-Sheikh, now one of the most influential figures in global boxing, added fuel to the fire by questioning whether Benavidez could still make the 168-pound limit. Al-Sheikh has expressed a desire to see Crawford in more super middleweight fights and clearly sees a showdown with Benavidez as one of the most thrilling possibilities. It would match the fighter Canelo never faced against the one who just dethroned him, making it a dream matchup from a marketing perspective.
Do you think Crawford will fight you if he beats Canelo?
Nah, I wouldn't fight Crawford. I'm at 170.
But Crawford's team has already ruled out the idea. McIntyre clearly stated they are not taking that fight. For him and Crawford, it's not about avoiding anyone, it's about being realistic. Crawford just came off a tough training camp and a historic victory. There's no rush to pursue another massive challenge, especially against someone with such a size advantage. The belts stay with Crawford for now, with plans to rest, recover, and reassess. While Crawford's team shuts down the speculation, Benavidez emerges as one of the biggest potential beneficiaries of recent events. Alvarez's loss to Crawford could finally open the opportunity he's been chasing for years. Even without the belts, Alvarez remains a pay-per-view star and one of boxing's most marketable names. Benavidez has a strong following, but has yet to reach mainstream superstardom.
You know what? If you're going to be fans, you're going to just be fans. You're going to ride with him if you win or lose. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he'll be back. He's still young. He's 35 years old. He still got at least 4 or 5 good more fights in him where, you know, he's rich as he's generational wealth. So just ride with him. Yeah. Ride with him to the sunset.
Is there still a need for Benavidez?
Canelo?
Turkey dropped.
You know, people are talking about it.
Turkey hinted at that. He was like, Benavidez.
Yeah, he
Turkey,
did.
So
Turkey just posted that this morning, wondering if Benavidez can make 168. Maybe he has plans or ideas of maybe trying to match up Benavidez and Terence Crawford. No, we ain't doing that fight. Maybe planning on vacating the belts. No, we ain't gonna vacate the belts. You know, we just gonna sit where we need to sit for a minute, and then, just like I said, get back in the gym and do our thing.
Honest?
And he don't want none.
154, nah.
The business side of boxing almost guarantees that Alvarez and Benavidez will meet at some point. After losing his titles, Alvarez faces a rare situation. For the first time since 2015, he is no longer a champion. For a fighter whose identity has been tied to belts for more than a decade, this is a major moment. Without a title, Alvarez is still dangerous but lacks the aura that once defined him. A fight with Benavidez gives him the chance to regain that sense of championship significance.
This is from me. Wait, alright man, this is from the war room, not from me. Alright, so don't kick my ass. The question is, why he ducked the fight against Canelo at 168 while it was mandated by the WBC?
So there was no interest in Canelo fighting me, even though I was mandated. I think they made it extremely clear that Canelo said that I didn't fight nobody, I had no value to fight him. So like I said, I wasn't gonna sit around and be at 168 if I wasn't gonna get guaranteed a shot. They mandated me with that. You know, Canelo, as he showed, he does whatever he wants. Canelo was never interested in that fight, so that's why we didn't.
Of course, Alvarez still has other options. He could aim for a rematch with Crawford, but their first fight wasn't competitive and fan interest was lukewarm. A second meeting might draw viewers, but it would feel more obligatory than a true mega event. Alvarez could also chase fights with names like William Skull or Edgar Berlanga, but those bouts would add little to his legacy now. Moving up in weight might be his best option, making Benavidez the clear choice. Meanwhile, Crawford has other potential matchups emerging. One especially exciting option is Virgil Ortiz Jr., the undefeated WBC interim super welterweight champion. At just 26, Ortiz has an astonishing knockout rate of over 90%, stopping 21 of 23 opponents. He has expressed a willingness to move up to middleweight for a fight with Crawford, seeing himself as a naturally big fighter who has outgrown previous divisions and believing a 160-pound showdown would be both realistic and thrilling.
I did read something that said he'll go down to 160, you know? And I think that is definitely a possibility, and that fight can still happen at 160. And as far as what he's gonna do now, I mean, I don't know. He kind of beat the final boss of the game. You know what I mean? There's kind of nothing. I don't want to say there's nothing to do, but damn, like, what else do you got to do? He's a 3-time undisputed champion. He made some good money. At this point, he's just a free player right now. I guess he can do whatever he wants. But yeah, I mean, if the fight comes up, the opportunity comes up.
The truth is Crawford has earned the luxury of time. At 37, he has nothing left to prove. Whether he fights once, twice, or even 3 more times, his legacy is secure. Every choice he makes now is about maximizing both personal satisfaction and financial reward. Fans may push for certain matchups, but ultimately Crawford decides the path forward. Boxing thrives on dream fights and fantasy matchups, and Crawford versus Benavidez is certainly one of them. Yet sometimes size, timing, and practicality outweigh the hype. For now, Crawford reigns supreme in the super middleweight division, savoring a hard-earned victory and considering his next move.